guys, Tyler Hooks here with Tekno RC, and we've got a bit of a tip video for these carbon fiber shock towers for the NB48 and EB48 2.0 platforms. We've already talked about in the original video when we released these about sealing the edges with some tire glue and stuff like that to try to just make them last longer. What we found is they actually last quite a while, but like anything with carbon, where these fine cuts are, like for the camber links, if it's going to splinter, it's going to splinter there. So we found by adding a couple of washers, you can make your shock towers last quite a bit longer. So I'm going to show you how to install them and kind of the way to do it. And it just spreads out the impact when you take, hard landings or anything like that. And being that our little turnbuckle ball things, they're not super wide where they attach to the camber link. We're going to give it a little bit wider area so that it doesn't cause these holes to try to splinter, or even on the aluminum ones, you could have them where it'll jump through a hole or do something like that. So we're just going to try to stop that from happening. All right, so we have all of our parts to install our camber link, just without the camber link, but we have the ball and everything. When you get this from the package, it comes with a washer that you put on your screw to put in the hole for the front side, just to spread out the impact and stuff. And if yours doesn't come with that, or if you bought one used and you don't have that, go ahead and add a washer to this front side. I'm going to put a link to our washers that we use like for our bump steering and stuff like that. They're really good for this. But then the one thing that I want to add that may not be in the manual is add a washer to this other side before you install a camber link. So throw a washer in here, and then put that rod end on there. Because what's happening here is you're actually gonna spread out that force, and instead of this ball just shoving itself into the actual shock tower, it's got more area to sit on, something to kind of collapse into instead of just falling apart. And then you'll go ahead and tighten on your lock nut. If anything, you might need a slightly longer screw to do this. All right, yeah, so I just picked a random screw to do this, so mine's not quite long enough. But if the one that was supplied in your kit ends up being just a little bit too short because of the extra washers, it really shouldn't. But if it does, just grab a little bit longer screw, just something to where you're clearing the locking part of the nut, and you make sure you have good threads. But basically, just those two washers are going to keep the camber link in place. They're going to stop any splintering from happening. And for those that like running the carbon fiber shock towers, you want them to last a long time. You don't want to have to worry about that type of stuff mid-race. So it's just one of those things to add a little bit of comfort and longevity to your shock tower. And yeah, that's our tips and trick video for this week. So make sure to pay attention to our social media accounts. We're doing some fun bashing videos, and hope to get you guys some more fun content and do some cool things in the coming weeks with the guys, as everybody's stuck at home. So we're doing some videos and stuff like that. So stay tuned. Feel free to ask questions, and we'll keep it going. Thank you.